Hello, Knockouts. Tanya TKO here. And we're starting bright and early this morning with the tell all expose from Derrick Jaxn. He's come for you here. They're coming for you, D. Listen, I'm going to play the entire video. It is half an hour long. After we play that, I'm going to open up the phone lines for you all to call in and give your point of view. People were sending me messages last night to watch this live, and I just wasn't in that space. I wasn't in that. I clicked on it for a moment. I looked at the mannerisms and all that other stuff, and I was turned off. You know, I wasn't really too into this story in the first place. My take is Derrick Jaxn. He is going to, or Eggplant Jackson, however you want to put it. Listen, we're going to play the whole video. I feel he's going to be a very wealthy man after this broadcast because the people, the women want to forgive him. There were 4,000 people on that broadcast when I tuned in. And when he started out, I believe there were 2,000. By the time I got in, there were 4. I left. I have the video for you all this morning. I did give myself a haircut. It's super short, and I feel super clean and fresh with my short hair. Give me some thumbs up for that. And we're going to jump in and just play this whole video. I'm going to be doing my makeup and stuff. I'm getting ready to do the stories that I do want to cover today. I am your host, Tanya TKO. I am a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I hope you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral video topics as teachable moments for what self-loving looks like or what self-abusing looks like in relationships. So, thumbs up the video, thumbs up, and come along the journey. Come along on some fantastic voyage. Ride, slide, slippity slide with Eggplant Jaxn on the live. Okay, listen, let's go. Let's go. Here we go. The foolery. All right.
All right, it says I'm live on YouTube. If you guys can hear me in the chat,
I don't hear anything.
Say aye.
Do you hear anything?
Now,
let me see what's going on here.
On Facebook, I don't know if it's going on.
I don't hear anything. Oh, my volume was down.
So hopefully you guys are tuned in here on Facebook and also tuned in here on YouTube.
I ain't eating no popcorn for this.
If I see any eyes.
Look, he got the book in the corner.
Section.
Oh God. This is
here early. So people said, "Hey, let me see. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it on my side."
We're starting from the very beginning so that you know that you did not miss anything.
Hear me.
Let me get where's my vitamin E oil? Oh, give me 1 second. Let me grab my oils.
Eye emojis.
It'll still be playing. Don't worry. I'll be back.
All right. I see some eyes. Let me go to Facebook. I'm doing something I typically don't do. All right, cool. I'm streaming from a camera or whatever. Okay, this thing is glitching because I'm on Wi-Fi. All right, so if you guys can see me, we're just gonna rock out like that. Let me move this book anyway. Cool. I know it's really glitchy, guys, because I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm not a big live streamer, as you guys probably already know. I don't even think my modem is in here. But if you can hear me, we're gonna go with it. All right, so let's go ahead and get this thing started. Actually, let's give it a couple more minutes. I may be still early. Yeah, I'm about 3 minutes early. So let's do a little housekeeping. So first off, thank you guys for being here. Before we even get started, I'm gonna take a couple of minutes to try to let people get here. It says glitching because the camera quality has to match the computer app quality. Okay.
Let me just pause this for a moment. For those of you who are coming in and you're coming in a little bit tardy, don't worry. I'm playing the whole video. He's just getting started on the video. We're going to play the whole thing. And then we're going to open up the phone lines for you all to have your discussion here. I want to see what you all are thinking about this, blah, 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 blah. And listen, the complexion is popping today. I cut my hair and everything is fresh and clean. Give me some thumbs up for that. There's ways to support my show in the description, and I will see you. I'll be here as we continue going forward. Listen, child, I'll put up some of your comments too. But like I said, I'm getting ready for my own videos.
You know what? I may just come out. If it's glitching, Somebody said it's not glitching. If it's glitching, then I may just start over. If you guys can hear me, I'm cool. Thank you guys for the condolences for everything personal.
Condolences. And then for those of you who want to know, yes, the vitamin E will be on sale this, because some of you have already begun to write me. The Amazon book situation has slowed down the sale of the vitamin E's because of all of that. But don't worry, it's still coming. We are working on that. Don't worry. Let's continue going forward. Condolences.
My time said about an hour early. No, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going on 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Cool. Let's just rock with it. First things first, man. It's going to be, I'm already knowing, I can already see in the comments, there's about 3 groups of people in here. The first group are what I call the bloodthirsties. The bloodthirsties are people that don't like me, never like me, been waiting on something, didn't even wait. Matter of fact, over these past 9 years, they even created a couple of things to try to get me caught up or try to have something against me. And now there's something semi-legitimate that has come out or come forward. So those people are here, and I want y'all to know, because I know, and I'm also not going to be speaking to them. Those people that hate me no matter what, hey man, you're entitled to whatever, but I'm not speaking to you. The second group of people, which is probably the minority of people, those people are those on the opposite extreme. Derrick can do no wrong. I don't care what Derrick is. Well, I won't say necessarily that's group number 2, but the Derrick can do no wrong is absolutely false. Okay, I deserve to be held accountable. If I did something wrong, I'm not above no law. I'm not above getting checked. That just is what it is. Make sure that for me or anybody else, you're not idolizing nobody. All right, if you separate the man from the actions or whatever the case, that's fine. But I would rather you just kind of decide after you hear me speak. Let's see here. The third group is who I'm going to be speaking to. And that's going to be the people that say, D, you know, I find some value in what you do, whether I'm a supporter of your books, your videos, whatever, I find some value, but I got questions about where you're coming from with this stuff that you speak. You know, I got questions. What's going on? Do you walk it like you talk it? Do you practice what you preach? So for that group of people, totally fair, legitimate concerns, expectations, questions to ask. Do I practice what I preach? I'm going to be talking to you guys tonight. So thank y'all all for being here. I think we've kind of caught up to the 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time mark. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why did I make this about my book, Heal Together Without Hurting Each Other? You know, do I really need a publicity stunt for this? Do I need help selling this or anything like that? The answer is no. Of course, I want to get this into as many hands as possible, and I'll let you know why. But this book is a part of what I preach. Don't forget your crown, part of what I preach.
You know what? I am regretting not having my popcorn right now. You all told me in the beginning I should have had it ready. I am regretting not having it, but it's okay. I haven't broken my fast for this morning yet anyway, so I'm just going to continue going forward. But I see your comments. Listen, oh, Lord of mercy. Look, I'll continue going on. Listen, I just look. Some of you all are asleep. Listen. I mean, come on, let's continue going forward. I know some of you are going to be upset that I'm stopping. It's just that this is some things just exhaust me. We might have to do an aura cleanse after all of this. But let's continue. Let's continue. Like I said, I'm doing my makeup for the videos I do want to do.
Post, part of what I preach. In order for me to qualify, me letting you guys know whether or not I practice what I preach, I'm gonna have to reference the books. And the most recent one is Heal Together Without Hurting Each Other. And especially what we're gonna talk about tonight is directly related to why I wrote this, what I put in this, okay? So it probably, for those that are just getting in, I see somebody says slow down mode. Is it glitching?
Just continue going forward,
anyway,
homie.
Let's keep it going. So everything really started back, honestly.
It's like you got somebody else in the house with you.
Don't forget your crown and what I wrote it about. Me and my wife.
Why isn't your wife on the other broadcast checking to see if it's glitching? Come on, son, just keep going forward. Oh God. Okay. Let's just, I'm sorry. Just all right. Let me just go. Let me go forward. Go forward. Go forward.
Got back together in 2016. Now, what throws some people off about that is that we were messing around having sex before we got back together. We got back together, I think, in August of 2016. Later in 2016, August, September. We conceived the baby in January that was born in early October. You do the math if you want to, right? Now, I got roasted up and down, and guess what? I totally get why, because that's a shaky foundation. We had a baby. We wasn't even prepared to get in a relationship. Me knowing that this is a woman that I wanted, I went ahead and got down on one knee within a couple of months. It wasn't just because of the baby. I really was like, I've been unhappy doing my thing with these other chicks or whatever. I know this woman, her name is Danae, by the way, is the one that I want. Fast forward. Of course, that's a shaky foundation, trash foundation. Two people just riding high on love and emotion and then being new parents right in the very beginning of a new marriage. That brings me up to some of the issues that we had that led to Heal Together Without Hurting Each Other. Heal Together Without Hurting Each Other is a biblically based manuscript game plan on how to let God restore your relationship or restore you, no matter how much you've been hurt in the past, broken you are, etc. Okay? So Heal Together Without Hurting Each Other talks about how to have your individual journey and how the journey is really not a journey, it's a fight. It talks about all these different things. Now, why did I even write this book? February 1st, this is something a lot of you did not know. February 1st, me and my wife separated. I'm talking official separation. Before that, we had like an unofficial separation. You know, I'm not at the house, she's not at the house, we're not talking, we not blah, blah, blah. February 1st is the official mutual. I said, look, I don't think this is going to work. Separation. We had some challenges before that. February 4th, I gave my life to Christ. I said, God, I can't handle this. I need you to come in and help me out. That was on February 4th, the exact same day, Danae, my wife, she packed up the kids and left the crib, went 1,500 miles away to her mom's crib. All right. Fast forward, because I'm trying to get to the point. I know what a lot of people really want to talk about, some of the stuff that has been swirling around or whatever, right? Fast forward a couple of months. In those couple.
All right, let's fast forward to this, right? Let's fast forward to this. If all of this took place in July, then he came out with this book, right? Why is he coming out with this explanation in March of 2021 if all of this took place July 2020? That's the thing that's confusing to me, because I'm like, the reason you're coming out is because somebody came out first. Like, if this was the whole part of the journey, why not just come out with the journey? Am I wrong for thinking that? Okay, let's continue. Yeah, yes, I gave my life to Christ. Of course. You know how it goes. That's why I say he's going to be a very wealthy man, because this is exactly what Black people want to hear. You know, we so Jesus-y. You know, we just like, oh, yes, he said, repent, oh Lord Jesus. Oh, whoa. All right, come on.
A couple of months, we were working on the marriage. Hey, maybe we can make this
Let
work.
me rewind it. Let me. I got my bald face all up in the camera. Hold on.
She was already a Christian.
Hold on. Let me pull this back some.
And it's not working.
Let me rewind a little bit.
Nothing that we're having in these conversations is working. Basically start losing hope around, I would say, May. Then we had a disagreement
February, March, April, May.
To even have the kids here at my place or, you know, up there with her mom. Matter of fact, let's pause this and just want to rewind just a little tiny bit, because I talked over some of his stuff. Let me just get the screen back big again. I'm sorry. Let's continue. We're going to church about this. Now we're both in Christ. She's already a Christian. I'm a new Christian. Let's rewind it a little bit more. Sorry. Working. Nothing that I implement is working. Okay, sorry. Fast forward a couple of months. In those couple of months, we were working on the marriage. Hey, maybe we can make this work. We're praying. We're going to church about this. Let's go back just a little bit more. Okay, here we go. Let's start right there. Let's go right there. February 1st. It's a fight. It talks about all these different things. Now, why did I even write this book? February 1st. This is something a lot of you did not know. February 1st, me and my wife separated. I'm talking official separation. Before that, we had like an unofficial separation. You know, I'm not at the house, she's not at the house, we're not talking, we not blah, blah, blah. February 1st is the official mutual. I said, look, I don't think this is going to work. Separation. We had some challenges before that. February 4th, I gave my life to Christ. I said, God, I can't handle this. I need you to come in and help me out. That was on February 4th, the exact same day, Danae, my wife, she packed up the kids and left the crib, went 1,500 miles away to her mom's crib. All right. Fast forward, because I'm trying to get to the point. I know what a lot of people really want to talk about, some of the stuff that has been swirling around or whatever, right? Fast forward a couple of months. In those couple of months, we were working on the marriage. Hey, maybe we can make this work. We're praying. We're going to church about this. Now we're both in Christ. She was already a Christian. I'm a new Christian. And it's not working. Nothing that I implement is working. Nothing that we're having in these conversations is working. Basically start losing hope around, I would say, May. Then we had a disagreement about whether or not to even have the kids here at my place or, up there with her mom. Matter of fact, let's do some fact checking. If somebody wants to pull up my YouTube channel, you can see. No, we don't. In the earlier part of 2020, where I'm doing my videos, what you'll see is I'm in Airbnbs up in Denver. I was flying back and forth over and over again, right? And again, guys, people in the comments, I told y'all the bloodthirsties are here and they're going to try to dominate the comment section. Ignore them. All right. Anyway.
So see, let me just talk for a moment. See, this is part of what many of us talk to you about, right? Because the vloggers come out, we make these videos and stuff like that. And many of you just take everything at face value, don't ask questions. Like there are people who are saying that Kitty Heels, Grandpa Kitty Heels is going from Airbnb to Airbnb, but some people don't seem to care. Some people don't seem to care. And now he's admitting he was in Airbnbs and all this other stuff. You know what? Let's continue going forward. Let's continue. This is something else to me.
Even with all of that being said, I'm flying up, we're meeting with pastors, we're doing this, we're doing that, things are not working. Around May is whenever we started losing, like both of us started feeling, mainly her though. And then we had an argument about where the kids were going to be, whether they're going to be with me on this date or her with that date. And then lawyers got introduced. Shortly after lawyers got introduced, I realized she wasn't wearing her ring. Shortly after that, because we're continuing to talk as much as possible, we stopped talking. Most of our conversation is in text message. And then we have a conversation. When we do have a conversation, she's letting me know, like, whatever you need to do because you're not my responsibility. I'm not linked to you. Like, we are together, but right now I understand if you got to go out and do whatever. Now, what that spoke to me was, I don't care if you're going to be with other women, et cetera, et cetera. But that wasn't my green light. My issue is this. At that point, I had a beef with God. I gave my life to Christ on February 4th, 2020. Matter of fact, some of y'all that follow my Twitter may have seen me a couple of weeks ago talking about how I just hit my 1-year mark. I gave my life to Christ and my whole life fell apart. My marriage fell apart. At this point, I'm not seeing my kids. I'm helping people best I can, but that's not giving me fulfillment. I got money. I got this, that, and the other. And I really honestly just went to a place of effort. Just screw it. I don't care no more. I don't care about being a good man because look where it's got me. I don't care about serving God because look where it's got me, right? That was in May. I would say June, conversation is slowing down. She's waiting for her lawyer to get back to her. And what I'm getting to is the point where I hit rock bottom, because I did hit a rock bottom and where God pulled us from. And then this is how all of this came to be. June. We talking about my birthday. She basically lets me know there's no plan for her to be around on my birthday. Okay. Now I'm in screw it mode, F it mode. I'm hitting up old chicks. I really don't care at this point. I don't care about my reputation. I don't care about the business. I don't care about any of that. One of those people was a girl named Candace. She's from Florida, Orlando, Florida. Girl I'd have known, at least been acquainted with for a couple of years, right? Last time I think I seen her was back in 2016 before me and my wife got together. I hit Candace up. I'm going to come down to Miami. We're going to kick it. I'm going to get a yacht, blah, blah, blah. Now, here's the thing. And we're going to do a Q&A right after this. Here's the thing. So me and Candace have had a sexual relationship without actually having sex all of these years, right? So we go hang out. We're on the yacht. We're doing our thing. Friends are there. We come back. to my Airbnb. Everybody's having a kickback. She leaves. Everybody leaves. My boys leave. She leaves. Everything. She comes back the next day because we're going to go out to eat. And for some reason, she needed to use my charger first thing in the morning. I didn't really find that odd. I didn't think nothing about it. What I didn't know was Candace was taking pictures of my feet. Found that out later. Okay. Next thing I know, we kicking it, we chilling. We actually go meet up with one of her friends at a brunch spot. We leave there, and what was it? A couple of weeks later, I'm like, look, I'm about to do something for my birthday. Do you want to come out? Got her friends out. Long story short, her friends and about 25 to 30 people. We having a mansion party. We tripping out. I'm smoking. I'm getting high. Still no sex. But she wants to use the bathroom. She wants to go and use my charger whenever we did the house tour with a couple of people. She wants to stop and do this, stop and do that. I didn't know what was going on until later on, that the entire time she was trying to take pictures of me as I'm walking in and out. Okay, I didn't know that, right? Cool. Fast forward to, I'm talking to my mentor because at this point, I'm not feeling where I'm at. I'm breaking down. I don't want to do anything productive. If you look at my videos from, what was it? If you look at my videos from June, about June 10th to September 10th, you'll see me post about 2 to 3 times. Talking to my mentor, I basically just had this whole meltdown about nothing is satisfactory. God don't love me. My wife is rejecting me. I'm not able to see my kids. And something that he told me basically changed my life. And he said, D, the reason why you're not happy, the reason why nothing is lining up the way that you want it, is because you verbally gave your life to Christ, but you didn't submit your life to Christ. You verbalized it, you said it, you accepted him, but you didn't walk with him. You didn't walk in according to his word. You're still holding on to some things. Okay. That was probably, I think, July 27th or something like that.
That happened in
My
July.
wife is getting ready to come back in town. We haven't had much further dialogue about the divorce or anything like that, but we haven't rekindled anything. So at that point, what I decided was, okay, the marriage is done. But in order for me to have an opportunity to have this happiness or have this fulfillment that I'm looking for, I have to come into alignment with God. And that means even if my wife is ringing off, totally not talking to me, even if whatever, I won't even say depressed, but really in a bad space, even if whatever, in order for me to really connect with God, I got to clear some things out. So I threw away my liquor. I threw away every bit of other things that I was using. I cut off
what other
everybody,
things you was using?
Now, I didn't
Hold
I
on,
say I gave
sorry.
an explanation. All I said was,
I'm sorry.
right, and we don't.
I know you all don't like when I talk over the thing, so let me rewind it. He said he threw away all the stuff that he was using. Let me go back.
Whatever. I won't even say depressed, but really in a bad space. Even if whatever, in order for me to really connect with God, I got to clear some things out. So I threw away my liquor. I threw away every bit of other things that I was using. I cut off everybody, Candace included. Now, I won't say I gave an explanation. All I said was, this ain't right, and we don't need to talk again until this divorce is final. The whole time we have been talking, I was letting her know, hey, we're separated. I'm just doing my thing. I'm chilling. I'm kicking it. All that other good stuff. Which, by the way, I'll be honest with you. I won't necessarily say I recommend. I believe I preached on it. Somebody fact check me. Whenever I've talked on this subject, my whole dialogue has been that you don't want to deal with a man who's separated because he may still have feelings for his wife. I mean, he may be lying to you. In my case, I definitely had feelings for my wife, but I thought we were over and I wasn't lying. So am I practicing what I preach? I guess so. So anyway, I sent her that text message. I blocked her on everything. In the past, what I would do is, and this is what caused a lot of issues even in my marriage, I would mostly cut somebody off. I would end communication, but I wouldn't cut it. I wouldn't completely obliterate. I wouldn't completely close every door to that part of my life. All right. It was only on that day, and don't get me wrong, this wasn't immediate. It was only on that day where I started seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. My anxiety is not nearly where it was. Me not wanting to do this, not caring to inspire anybody, not nearly where it was. Even in terms of me and Danae's communication, She still went forward. By the way, I wish I had printed this out because I believe you can actually search this. She filed for divorce. Some people may say, "Oh, Derrick, was the separation really real?" She filed for the divorce. The lawyers were in. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to my email. Trey Sauls is my lawyer.
People last night
were saying,
if you
guys can see this. Let me.
Trey Songz is your lawyer. This is what people were saying last night. They were like, Trey Songz is your lawyer. I'm sorry. How many of you are into this? I'm trying. Okay, come, let's go forward. I think he said Trey Sauls. Like Better Call Saul. This is too much.
Let me see. Hold on. I don't know. It's not showing. Can you guys see the date?
No, we can't.
Okay, you can't see the date. I should have studied how to do this.
Yes, you should have.
I see some questions in there. I'm going to get to the questions right after. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to get to the questions right after. Anyway, at this point, she goes through and she files for divorce. And yes, this entire time, I'm sitting there breaking down. I'm sitting there, my marriage is trash. Even though I'm not posting regularly, I haven't completely stopped. So if you want to say like, Derrick, that's, you tripping for not coming forward and saying that your own marriage is in shambles or whatever. That's what I definitely did. But she filed for divorce. I believe it was officially filed on the 28th of August. But by the end of that month, we finally, coming into alignment with God's way, finally allowed for us to start having real conversations. It's like you can kind of depend on the way that you want to do things. You can kind of depend on what you think is going to be best, your own intellect, your own knowledge. But what I said in this book, and this is how it all ties in.
The book.
It wasn't until I learned
the book
that I can have all the knowledge in the world. I can have all the intellect in the world. But whenever you're in a spiritual covenant, when you're in a covenant with God, you can't do it by your own judgment. You can't do it by your own thought processes, your own reason, your own logic.
Nope, you got to have God.
That was the end of August. I believe it was about a mid-September where we ended up at the same church event, and the pastor was willing to see us in the back after church and all of that stuff. And we basically had a one-on-one with him. And that's where we decided we were going to take divorce completely off the table. Taking divorce completely off the table was such a huge turnaround because just 2 or 3 months prior, she wasn't talking to me. We weren't talking. And I'll let her talk for herself if she's able to come down here in a little bit. She's putting the kids to bed. She's a strong woman of God. She has her own voice.
All right. The one question that keeps popping up in my mind is, well, what was it that you was doing that made the woman stop talking to you, move away, and stop you from seeing the children's? That's the question that I have. Is anybody else wondering that as well? Like, okay. So she moved away. But why? Why did she left you? Why did she left you? It's interesting. I'm curious. Let's continue going forward.
But we weren't talking, weren't doing anything, right? And here we are taking divorce completely off the table and now talking about our future again. So in that time, with godly counsel and with putting everybody back where they're supposed to go, because both of us had let some outsiders in. Candace was only one of mine, but my wife did too. And I don't think it was other guys. I'm not trying to insinuate that. But outsiders were allowed in, something that I talked about, and don't forget your crown that you're not supposed to do. I'm referencing this because this is what I preach. So wisdom is one of those things that you can either listen to it, heed it, or not. Either way, you're going to eat the fruit of it. That was in September. By the end of December, me and her, I'm talking about crushing the honeymoon stage. Crushing the honeymoon stage. Now, what had to happen in order for that to go down? Well, first off, there was a complete purge of everything that was not of God. There was a complete submission to God. Some of you may look at my YouTube videos. Anybody in the comment section, you may be able to peek that since August, I haven't cussed in any of my videos. I haven't said Team Jaxn was happening. Why is that? Because my platform is not my platform anymore.
Oh, Lord.
I completely have come into the submission of Christ. You may look on Twitter and see certain things that I've said, acknowledging Christ, acknowledging God. Now, these are just like small, I guess, evidences.
So he can't even say Team Jackson was happening anymore. I mean, what is going on? Marie is throwing blows in the comments. Talk about he's hit the wall. Lord have mercy. I'm going to open up the phone lines for you all. I don't know if I've ever looked this pretty before. I got to cut my hair more often because this is looking fantastic. We'll go back into the video. I look like a different person today for some reason. I don't know what it is. I just look different, don't I? I look like my name is Tonya, not Tanya. It's Tonya. I'm Tonya today. All right, let's continue going forward. I don't know what's going on. Let's continue. Look how fierce this man. God.
You know, but since August, the beginning of August, I would say, not only my marital life, not only my internal peace, but even the impact that I'm having on people, not just in dating and relationships, but now in marriage, completely skyrocketed. So that's only a piece of my testimony. That is according to what I've preached in my books. That is according to what I've preached in my videos. I am absolutely cool with being held accountable. I have no problem with that whatsoever. And I have no problem saying what I did was wrong. But let me be very clear. In dealing with that girl, while I was actually separated, a couple of weeks before the divorce was filed, it wasn't wrong necessarily according to my old logic. Why was it wrong? It was wrong because I was in a covenant with God, and I only was making a contingent based on my wife. I was only making a contingent based on what she said. Well, we're not dealing with each other. Well, she's not meeting my needs. And in that, I think anybody is kind of setting themselves up to fail. Even if the divorce goes through, I had to get to a place where no matter what, I'm honoring my commitment to God first.
You know what? I see some of you saying that girl. Okay. You know what? I picked up on that too. You know what it sounded like? And you heard the venom in the way that he said that girl. You can rewind it in here. It reminded me of Bill Cosby. I did not have relations with that woman. You remember that? You're not Bill Cosby, Lord. Bill Clinton. Listen, there's too many trifes out here. That girl. Oh God. Let's continue going forward. Should I highlight the cheeks or no? Highlight or not to highlight? That is the question. It's because
my wife second, the marriage second. And that's with the marriage completely gone, her all but guaranteeing that she was out the door. So that is the gist of it. Like I said, guys, if you look in the comments, you're going to see the bloodthirsties. They really don't care. But the whole Derrick got caught cheating in his wife's bed is BS. Complete BS. I'll own up to anything that I did, and I deserve to be held accountable for anything that I did. If I was living a double life, it was trying to encourage people when I was discouraged. It was trying to help people build healthy relationships when my relationship was dismantled, disheveled. I absolutely did that. So at some point, I guess we'll get a fix for that. But let's go ahead and go to the comments. Okay. Let's see. They're kind of moving fast. I don't know if you guys can even hear me. Let's see here. Somebody said, why did I ghost old girl? Good question. So I texted her, what we're doing ain't right. What we're doing ain't right. We don't need to talk again until this divorce is final, right? So for me, my own logic, I could definitely go about saying, hey, just so we're in the right path of things, just so your feelings aren't hurt, I want to let you down easy. I want to do this, that, and the other. But that's not biblical. That's not biblical. That's according to my own sense. That's according to my own logic. Now, if I had it my way, what I would do is instead of letting her down easy or not ghosting her or anything like that, I just wouldn't have texted her to begin with. I just wouldn't have reconnected to begin with. So I'm fine with being wrong for that. Let's see here. But I'm a big proponent of, especially since I came in full submission, that you cannot save everybody else's feelings, especially when it's at the cost of somebody who matters most. You can't go sparing everybody else's feelings. You can't go giving 2 weeks notices. I gave a message to basically say, and I didn't basically say it, to say, I'm not going to talk to you until this divorce is final. And I cut it right then. After that, I just had to accept what comes with it. Let's see here.
Come on, get to the point, Miss Son. Get to the point, Miss Son.
Say, why run to the next when you're not over the ex? I absolutely agree. And let me make something clear. What's up, babe?
Look, he's going to ask her to come in. Listen.
Want to come in? Oh, okay. You can pull up a chair if you want to.
You could pull up a chair if you want to. Let's see if the chair ever gets pulled up. Let's see if the chair ever gets pulled up.
Somebody said, did I sleep with her? No, I did not sleep with her. I never slept with her. Our relationship was sexual in nature from day one. I've been acquainted with her 9 or 10 years or something like that.
Listen, I'm going to rewind this so that you all could zoom in on his face when he says that he did not sleep with her. And when we're talking about sleep, are we talking about sleep literally or figuratively? Because if you didn't have intercourse with her, there's another way to say that. You know what I'm saying? And he looked like his muscles are popping out even further. Frustration much? Who knows what's going on? Let's rewind just so you all can see him say that. And you can see the look on his face. I'm going to make it bigger for you. Let's go. Look at his face. Come on.
Why run to the next when you're not over the ex? I absolutely agree. And let me make something clear.
Listen.
What's up, babe?
Oh, this is when he's asking her to come in.
Want to come in?
This looks cringy.
Oh, okay. You can pull up a chair if you want to.
You could pull up a chair if you want to.
Let's see here.
Come on, come with it now. Look at his face when he says it.
Somebody said, did I sleep with her? No, I did not sleep with her. I never slept with her. Our relationship was sexual in nature from day one. I've been acquainted with her 9 or 10 years or something like that. And it was like through Twitter, but I did not sleep with her. Why I did not sleep with her? Honestly, I'm not even going to say I was on some type of vibe. Like I feel like, oh, my values are this. I want to make sure I'm respecting vows. At that point, I wasn't even thinking much about the marriage. I was on some rebellion to God type stuff. I was on some screw it all type stuff. I didn't sleep with her or anybody for that matter because I got to get deep. I'm not able to perform when I'm super stressed. I didn't even have confidence that I could do something in that capacity. That's why I hit her up instead of somebody that I had actually had sexual relations with. I hit her up because we've always been able to do that. Just keep in contact, just talk, just flirt, and keep it at that. So let's see here. Let me go over to Facebook. Let's see. Yeah, I want to be clear. She's not innocent. But I'm not a big fan of blaming people for possibly having ill intentions or whatever. Whenever you're the person who put them in position, when you're the person who opened the door to them. There's a million people out there who may have bad intentions. Hers being bad, I can't necessarily say they're good if she's taking pictures, with my back, but that's beside the point. At the end of the day, each one of us, especially if you're in a committed relationship, if you're separated during a marriage, you're the common denominator. You're the gatekeeper. So let me be very clear. Derrick is not a victim. Derrick wasn't tricked. Whether preyed on or not, Derrick wasn't basically, forced into anything. That's not what happened here. Derrick was in a place of screw this, it's over as far as the marriage, but screw this in terms of doing things God's way. And that's where Derrick was acting from. Derrick's no victim. Let me be very, very clear about that. Somebody said, why do you feel the need to explain yourself? Well, let me be very clear. It's not so much explaining myself. What I'm trying to do is let everybody know, one, not only why I wrote this book, but hopefully letting you know that you cannot rely on your own feelings, your own intellect, your own way of doing things if you're trying to be successful with anything God is involved in. So a marital covenant, you can't go into a marital covenant, and this is my experience, this is my testimony. You can't go into a marital covenant thinking you're going to do it strictly off emotion, off your intellect. That's even if you're somebody that has all the intellect in the world. At some point, you're going to fall. It's faulty ground to stand on, thinking you can do this all by yourself. You definitely can't do it based on your heart. The Bible talks about the heart being deceptive for a reason. You can't do it based on emotions. You can't do it based on your perception. So if you read this book, for anybody who's already read it, you can vouch for it in the comments.
Ah, brother.
The whole book talks about how you have to come under the submission of God. You have to do things God's way. You can't half do it, kind of do it, sort of do it, in your own time do it. You have to do things the kingdom way.
This is a lot. Wins is saying this is stupid and boring. Child, listen, I hear you. I feel this. I'm getting a headache. Look, Shella, he need to sell this book to buy his wife a nice. I'm sorry.
Restart it?
We don't need you to restart your router.
No, it's a little glitchy right now.
Oh, gosh, exactly.
Denise says, I'm glad that you put God as a... Oh. Denise says, oh, you watching? Denise says, I'm glad that you put God as the head of your life. Now he will lead you in the right path. Everyone makes mistakes and God has forgiven you. Absolutely.
Jessica, you're wrong. All right, I'm opening up the phone line, so get ready to call in.
I think that's about all. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I might, because I wasn't able to go live on Instagram, I might just do a live chat on Instagram or follow up on Twitter. If y'all want that, let me know. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Y'all be good. Peace.
Oh, my Lordy. Okay. Oh, my Lordy. Listen, I was feeling so pretty a little while ago. This drained me. I can't even imagine how his wife is feeling and looking. This haircut really suits me, doesn't it? I don't know what is the difference, but this haircut really suits me. Give me some thumbs up. I'm opening up the phone lines. Get ready to call in. Those of you who already know my number, get on the phone lines now. Getting ready to open this up. Oh, my Lord, my Lord, my goodness gracious. Okay. 323-488-3149. I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts about all of this? 323-488-3149. Let's see who's going to be the first person on the ones and twos. I want to hear your thoughts because let me just do some breathing. There's something about that just really disturbed my spirit. It really disturbed my spirit, and I don't know why. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Hey, Tanya, this is Shanitra. How you doing?
Shanitra, you're the one who came into my broadcast when we did the video thing, right?
Yes, because I love your show. I'm always watching, even when I'm working.
Thank you. Were you the one that was dropping the data?
Yeah.
No, the cash. No, I know you do be blessing the cash app. Were you the one that was dropping the data? The one that they said looked like the lady from that thing with the Little Mermaid? Which one were you?
No, I don't think that was me.
Oh, okay.
No, it was because the girl called me Ursula. She sure did.
Okay. Lord of mercy. These people out here, they be bugging.
They off the chain, baby, and I love it. I love the people.
Yeah,
Listen,
let me hear your point of view. Did you
girl,
just talk, because I need some other energy in my sphere right now other than what we just finished hearing.
you ain't never lied. Derrick just drained me. I didn't even know that Negro was a vampire. Girl, we're going to
Honey.
change his name to Lestat.
To who?
Quickly. Lestat from all the Anne Rice novels, honey. Interview with a Vampire, because he just drained the hell out of me.
Well, child, go ahead. Girl.
I don't know what he got going on. But listen, this is my thing with Derrick. Now listen. I don't know why, first of all, women are taking advice from a man on their relationships. A man can't tell me nothing about what I need to be doing as a woman. That's number one. So any woman who's feeling duped right now, you need to feel duped. Whoever this is under the sound of my voice, receive this in the spirit. You have been duped. And you should have been, because you ain't had no business listening to him in the first place. Next of all, I don't have no pity for that little nasty girl, because you knew that was somebody's husband.
Okay.
I don't care if he told you he was separated and then you separated your legs. Baby, that was somebody's husband. He can go home to that woman at any time. And then number 3, now he want to blame Jesus. Why we got to put this on the Lord? What did Jesus have to do? Was Jesus at the party?
Well,
Did
you know they be
blame the
screaming
girl?
out, "Oh Lord, oh Jesus," in the moment. You know that's what they be hollering.
I know, and I wonder, does he like block certain people? I wonder, does Jesus have a blocking function? He might be blocking these Negroes, you know.
You're so
Right
silly.
now, Derrick Jaxn probably on Jesus' block list for putting him in this. I don't blame the Lord. If he did it, I would have blocked him too. Derrick need to stop. And you up there, he's up here giving this long explanation to basically try to explain why he was being a hoe. And I could have did that in 2 minutes and summed it up. Derrick, you was being a hoe because you was a hoe, honey. We didn't need that long video for that.
He did not sleep with that girl. Remember, just like Bill Clinton said, I did not have relations with that woman. But he said he didn't sleep with her.
Well, Tanya, he might be telling the truth, sis. Maybe he didn't go to sleep. That might be what he meant. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And as far as him calling her that girl, that's what that girl deserves. Next time, respect yourself better. Love yourself. And you won't be on the internet, on the interwebs, being called that girl. That's embarrassing. That girl should be shamed, because I would be. I don't think I would have told nobody I went and laid up and wallowed around with that woman's husband. And is it me, or did he look musky in that video?
You know, I'm not going to let you drag me. You're going to first talking about the Lord and Jesus, and then you're going to get me to talking about people.
Listen, the man looked bad. I'm sorry. It's just something about this whole, I think I'm so attractive, let me wear extra medium shirts and wobble around and swagger around and see I'm attractive. I saw all this nonsense he was doing. This was all to woo and cool the foolish women. And by the time you start bringing in Jesus, that's to get the rest of them on board. Well, you know, if Jesus forgave him, well, Jesus ain't called me and told me he forgave Derrick.
Well, you know, I'm going to say this, right? I'm going to say this. I don't know how to put this into words. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have opened up the phone lines, because my interest really isn't in bashing Derrick. My interest really isn't in, you know, saying the man don't look good. None of us look good to everybody.
That's true. Oh, and speaking of looking good, I meant to tell you, sis, that haircut is the bomb. It makes you look so much slimmer and like your skin is glowing. Thank you. Like you look good. But back to what you were saying, I just had to tell you that. Go ahead.
Thank you. I feel you on that. Thank you. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to bash the man. I don't know what it is. I'm not feeling the dude. He's not my cup of tea. But for some reason, I still don't want to bash him. You know,
it's not the time to bash him. It's really not. Like with me.
And then also, I don't want to bash. I feel you. But remember, in every joke, there's a little bit of truth. I don't even want to bash the young lady, you know, and say that, because, you know, shame, guilt, these are, I I don't subscribe to people needing to feel those feelings. I subscribe to people finding healing. So rather than feeling shame or feeling guilt, I want the young lady to get to what it is inside of her that made her want to self-abuse in this relationship. And
that is very true.
and
I agree.
yeah, and feeling more shame and guilt on top of the abuse, the self-abuse, is not really, I don't really want to promote that. So I don't want her to feel ashamed. I don't want her to feel embarrassed. I don't want Derrick to feel shame and embarrassed. I want people to find healing. That's what I want. I want that young lady to figure out what was it that was lacking in her that made her feel that that was her opportunity to go kick open her feet. You know what I mean? While another woman's wig was staring down at her. Like, what
Girl,
was
when
it?
you said that, what was that, yesterday? When you said that, I like to pass out. The wig was staring down at her, Tanya. See, that right there. See, this is what I'm saying. And I feel you. You don't want these people to feel shame, but you know what? Sometimes shame is a part of growth. Sometimes when you go and embarrass yourself real good, sometimes beautiful things can happen from those moments. And I'm right there with you. I hope that they both grow from this moment, but I know they both embarrassed. And quite frankly, I'm not into bashing anyway, because the truth of the matter is, just like I said, this long, draining, terrible video that we were subjected to by this man was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because he was embarrassed. That's why he did this. He did it because he was already ashamed and embarrassed.
Well,
and instead of him taking accountability,
we don't really know
he basically came up there.
We don't know
but
why
that man
he did
came
it.
up there. He did a whole infomercial to try to absolve himself of any real accountability. That's what I got from it.
Yeah, I wonder, because all of this is great publicity for his book. So I wonder. But listen, Shanitra, I know there are a lot of people who want to call in, and I'm
gonna let you go.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
But I love you, Tanya.
I love you too, Mama. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Okay, I'm going to open up the phone line for a few more people. I don't want this video to be too long. So let me get as many people on as possible. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Lakeisha.
Hi, Lakeisha. Welcome in. Turn down the volume on the broadcast. Welcome. So what are your thoughts and everything?
Well, one of my main thoughts is what he said. He said that he wanted to come on and explain or do whatever he wanted to do. But my main thing and my main focus is that you cannot help anybody else if you can't help yourself.
Yeah.
I have been on many trips on a plane, and when they do the little thing about telling you about the exits and stuff like that, one of the main things that I always keep in my head is they tell you, put the mask on yourself first before you help others.
Yeah.
So my main thing with him is I don't want to bash him. I don't want to belittle him. I don't want to whatever, because I'm pretty sure he's done that to himself or, other people have done that. I don't want to do that. My main thing is, why would you come up and try to help everybody else and take the focus off yourself when you should first help yourself? Make that your testimony, and then you'll be able to help others. You can't help somebody else if you can't even get it. How
yeah. Well, you know what? I think so. So I'm going to say this, right? Speaking as empathetically as I can. Sometimes we're in denial about where we are. Sometimes we try to mask what is really going on. I can understand why a person in the middle of a storm does not talk about the storm. Sometimes it can be too overwhelming. He didn't make many videos. However, he did come out. He's a content creator. He did come out and attempt to make some content. And he didn't, in hindsight, do things as perfectly as we would have wanted him to do it. So I think that the greater lesson here can be for ourselves. And what times in our lives have we attempted to assist other people even when we were hurting? When have we given money out to people when we didn't really have the money to give? When have we given time to our jobs or organizations or other people or friends when we really didn't have the time to dedicate to ourselves? So I think that, what Derrick is going through right now is a very human thing that we all go through. We all fall. I think Derrick is going to bounce back and make a lot of money from this. Was he really giving his life over to Jesus? Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not going to go there, because I already know that Jesus is like, I turn water into wine, but if you call me one more time, I'm gonna hang up this line. I'm not going there with him with that.
No, I
and
feel
Jesus,
you.
people love to throw Jesus into something after they done messed it up. They want to throw Jesus in. No. I'm literally not going to go there with him and that whole line about Jesus and this. And no, we're not going to do that. We're
No,
not.
I feel you.
So the last thing I do want to say is this. From ever since I was younger, I say about 9-10 years old, this is something that my mother always taught me. My mother said, whatever you do, don't be ashamed of it. And whatever you do, be the best at it. So if you are going to do something you ain't got no business doing, and you feel you're going to be ashamed by that thing you have no business doing, then you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go ahead and do whatever it is that you're going to do, don't be ashamed of it. Because if you're going to be ashamed of it, just don't do it. And I learned that at a very young age from my mother. And that was the best words that she could have ever told me.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I understand what you're saying with how many times have we given money to people. Let me tell you something. I have never given money to people that I did not know that if it didn't come back, it wouldn't bother me. I don't give anybody something that I know for a fact it's going to bother me, because that's how you mess up relationships with family, with friends, with coworkers, with everybody. These are things that I learned from my mother. My mother taught me that. Don't give somebody something you're not willing to lose.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel you on that. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you. That's a really good point. That's a great point. Phone lines are open. We're going to take a few more phone calls. If you're going to do something, do it proudly, do it unabashedly, do it and embrace it. Do it and embrace it. I feel that I feel that in my being. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Hi, Tanya. My name is Mike.
Hey, Mike. How are you? What's your name in the comments?
Oh, I'm not in the chat room. I just had somebody else watching, but it's my friend John Duke is on there.
Oh, so John is your friend in the comments, and he gave you the phone number for you to call?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's hear what you have to say, Mike.
Yeah, I just got to be honest with a lot of women. Derrick Jaxn is a handsome man. Let's just be honest. Yes, he's a handsome man, and a lot of women, especially Black women, are attracted to him. And he's going to be making a lot of money off of this eventually, because he's going to blow up. Unfortunately, what a lot of women don't understand is men like Derrick Jaxn are never going to change. He's never going to be honest. And that's just who he is. He's just going to continue lying, manipulating them, making the money that he's making. And that's just pretty much what's happening.
Why do you feel he is never, and why do you feel men, quote unquote, like him? What is a man like him? Let's get to the nitty gritty.
Well, he's a narcissistic type of fella.
What makes you feel that he's a narcissistic type of fellow? Do you know him in real life? Are you his therapist and you're breaking HIPAA laws right now?
Well, okay, so I'm not a therapist, but he has a personality where he just cheated on his wife, and instead of coming out and being apologetic, he is trying to sell a book. And instead of coming out and, confessing to what he did and apologizing to his followers, apologizing publicly, he's turning it around into a promotion for his book. And he's talking like, he didn't do anything wrong, and sort of denigrating the woman that he cheated on with. That's just,
So hold on. Let's challenge some of our thoughts, right? Let's challenge some of our thoughts. One, how do you know he cheated on his wife?
Well, so there's different types of cheating, right? Even if we accept that he didn't physically have sex with her,
okay,
he has admitted to emotional cheating.
Did he say he had an emotional affair?
Well, if you go back and listen to the video,
Yeah.
you're going to hear where he talks about he didn't care. He felt like the marriage was over and he was doing whatever.
Right. But did he say that he had become involved? Because, an emotional affair is when you begin to get your emotional needs met in another person, when you confide in them. The young lady never said that he was confiding in her, selling her a dream, telling her lies. She never said that. So did he have an emotional affair?
Have you seen the text messages? Have you seen
I did
everything
not.
else?
Have you seen the text messages?
Yeah, there's a string of text messages. I mean, there's a lot going on.
Okay, so
There's
what? So
yeah.
talk to me so that we can understand and get on the same page as you. What is it that you saw in the text messages which has led you to the belief that he has had an emotional affair? Come on, Mikey. Mike, why did you hang up? I'm genuinely interested in what you have to say, Mike. Yo, Jay Duke, is that the name of the something interesting? Did he say his friend in the comments was named Jay Duke? Is that what he said? Because this man said that he was not in the chat. He said that his friend told him about the broadcast and told him to call in. But we heard in the background the echo of my voice playing, right? I'm curious. He said that men like Jaxn will never change. What is a man like him? How do we know that he will never change? Has he been diagnosed? What is it that we can prove? These are honest, sincere questions. And I am not team Jaxn. I am not team Jaxn. But before we go off on our own conclusions, I want us to be able to have the facts. And I'm trying to find out what is it, because somebody sent me so Everlasting, you heard it in the background. Listen, Derrick Fountain, Lord of mercy. Listen. Oh God. The caller was super odd. Yeah, he was watching. What is it that makes you say he was not a good man? I'm going to show you, because somebody sent me some screenshots of text messages. I'll show them to you right now, so that we can all, you know what? I have to pull them up from my phone and put them up here, because we are already using. Oh, so hold on. Let me thank the people who have sent the cash apps through. I appreciate you all sending the cash apps and supporting the show. Lisa D sends $5 saying love the content. Thank you. Send you a heart back. Thank you. And then we have Yolanda has sent $10. Thank you for the many years of great content. Let me send you a heart. So Yolanda sends $10 through Cash App. Thank you. You're on air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Raven.
Hey, turn down your computer or TV in the background. Okay, we hear the echo.
Oh, okay.
Yes, please. While you're doing that, I'm going to pull up my messages that somebody has sent me. They sent me the text messages from Derrick and this young lady. So go ahead, my dear. Go ahead, talk.
Okay. So what I wanted to address was, yes, I had the same question that you had regarding why was his wife filing for divorce supposedly and moved, went somewhere all these miles away to Colorado. Like, why did she do that in the first place? I would have liked to know why that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, there was another YouTuber who talked about this. I think you watched her as well, but one of the thoughts that she had mentioned, and one of the things that I said was about his advice. Like, he is very accurate, as far as the advice that he gives. And I believe that is because he's the type of he's the type of man that he talks about when he does his videos.
Mm.
Who's better to know than the person that does this kind of, these kind of behaviors? Makes sense to me.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your point of view. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So you look good, by the way. I just wanted to say that. I did mention that in the comments.
Thank you. I appreciate that. What's your name in the comments?
Catch 22.
Catch 22. Thank you, Catch. I appreciate you calling in.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for
Okay.
taking my call, Sonia.
All right. Is his advice good advice? Is his advice? I definitely listen. That leaves. So listen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the phone lines for a moment because I'm going to show you some of the text messages. Give me one moment. I'm going to turn the phone lines off for a moment. I'm going to show you the text messages that I received the night that this broke. The text messages were put in someone's hold on, just give me a second. I'm looking for I gotta search for his name in my inbox because you all sent me the text messages from this guy and this girl. So okay, I'm gonna show these to you. Give me one moment. Let me just get these up on the screen. All right, can you all see that? All right, let me make this larger for us so that we can see. I need to get my thing closer to this window so that I can be able to reference it. Come closer. Let me move my tabs. Okay, perfect. So here. So this is the you're so sweet as far as trying to show me a good time. And what else would you like me to look up when you're out there, love? All right, bet we lit. Of course. You should take time to yourself or for whatever come on, for whatever you want, but I look forward to seeing you most of the time there. Finally, LOL, how many years since we first came across each other? We got some catching up to do. That's all I'm saying. I'm down for some chill stuff, but if there's anything active like zip line or riding wheelers or you know what I'm saying? Let's go to the next. Okay. The day has been pretty chill, good vibes, good workout, and the babies are smiling. Got to see what this section at Peter Club talking about. They said the beach supposed to be shut down on the 4th, but hopefully other things will be open. How much time you going to spend with me when I come? I don't want to overwhelm you or nothing, but I want to make sure I show you a good time. Oh my gosh, here. I had to stop that. I don't want my email on display. All right, so let me try to because this stuff came straight into my email. So let's pull this up again because there's 3 images that are in each email. Okay. Okay, so all right, so let me share this again. Give me one more moment. I'm sorry, but it's like one of the things that we don't see, like we're saying he had an emotional fear, he did see that, but where's the I love you, you are my sweetheart. Where's the talking about his wife and all that other stuff? That's the one thing we don't see. We do not see that. And listen, whether we like a person or not, let's just present the facts, whether we feel a person or not, whether we vibe with them or not, right? Let's just see the facts, okay? Good morning, gorgeous. Hope you got some rest before getting started this morning. Tried to leave you alone last night so you could. LOL, don't forget to eat breakfast so you don't snap on nobody at work today. Okay, this was July 3rd. Interesting. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next message. Okay, let's see. Same message here. Okay, here we go. And okay, he didn't give me a clear yes, so I'm not expecting to be honest. I'll see again though. I know he'll link up with me at some point, always does, but he seemed unclear about his schedule today, which I get. If it's money to make make it. I have 4 of my girls out there. Is that all right? They come on the boat. For sure, it's room for 10. I double check with your boat guys, so they're good. Anybody you say is good with me. Okay, so I was going to say, I know. All right. So see, these are the type of messages. I'm not seeing, oh, baby, you know, you the one. We can make it sure we get something to eat and drink before we head that way. Yeah, that's the smart thing to do, especially if your friends are Black. My homie Mark is white, so I can tell him 7 and he'll be there 6:15. I'm gonna buy some snacks and bites to eat for the boat. I brought some gas, so I definitely want to smoke before the boat. Okay. So see what I'm saying? I'm not seeing the smoking gun. We talked about this in the long video. Okay, so here. Did you ever get the chance to get bottles? I'm on the road. Not yet. I'll pick up a few though. No worries. I'm out now, about to work out, and then I'll get them. Okay, then drive safely. See you soon. Thank you. Those 2 friends dropped, so it's just Mark again. He had someone else, but couldn't vouch for him. So see what I'm saying? And these messages go on like this. These messages go on. All right. And then I bet you come into me first or trying to go straight there. I'm going to try to get ready as fast because I'm coming for the boat, and then I'll see where you're at. How far are you from the boat place? Bet 20 minutes. You booked the masseuse for tomorrow. So it looks like, to see what I'm saying, where is the smoking gun of, look, heading out in 10. My boys, homies did end up coming, 3 of them. So it'll be exactly 10. Okay, 2 girls not coming. It's just 3 of us. Okay, cool. It'll be more dudes then. You close. I'm here trying to find parking. Where's the romance and my wife ain't SHIT and where is all of that? It's not there. Look. Okay, I'm closer to the Shell gas station when you get here. Bet part of our order didn't come. They got any sandwiches or something at the Shell? We have wings and a few sandwiches, snacks and drinks, but probably need more. You're close, LL. You're riding yourself or with your... So it's these types of messages. And look, we ain't in 3rd grade. We ain't in 3rd grade. Like, what is this? It's the same stuff. So this is all of the messages that we've seen. So we've seen all of the ones that people sent me. Come on. I'm gonna open back up the phone lines again. I want to hear from you all. And then we're gonna stop this broadcast in about 10, 15 minutes. So I'm gonna turn on the phone lines again. Give me 1 second. Let me get this up on here. Okay, so phone lines are open again. Phone lines are open. 323-488-3149. 323-488. Oh, call is coming in. Let me grab that real quick. You're on You're Live with Tanya. What's your name?
My name is Jen. Tanya, this is really interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
What I find interesting about the whole concept of needing a God or a religion to influence you to be a good person. Like, I don't hear a lot of people talk about, I decided to be a good person or to treat my wife good because I feel that way in my heart. What they do is they go to, I need to do what a master told me to do in order to be a good person in this relationship. And I find that interesting because that shows a lack of a desire to want to do it yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel that with my whole heart. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks. Love you.
All right. Love you too. All right. Phone lines are open. I want to get as many people's opinions as I can while we're on here, because say what you need to say now. I just got a message in. I'm going to keep your name private. because they just sent me a screenshot from Derrick Jaxn from 2015. This is what I was telling you all about. And you can see for yourself. You can see for yourself. I can't put it up on the screen because the phone lines are still open, but I'm going to put it up from the phone. And let me turn down my light so that I make sure that you all see this. Hold on. Hey, I'm going to put you on hold for just a moment, okay? I'm going to come back to you.
Okay.
All right. So I want you all to be able to see this right here. So this is Derrick Jaxn in 2015. This is how he was speaking to a young lady. Listen here, you little bitch. Stay off my page. Sluts like you. I'm having a hard time with the screen because my new lens is so legit. It's trying to adjust the lighting. Here we go. Listen, you little bitch. Stay off my page. Sluts like you will always be left at the bottom of the barrel. You're probably some ugly, butthurt, 3-month-old, dirty weave wearing bitch. Blocked. And then it goes on. It says, wow, this is how you talk to women in private. You act like you're this high and mighty good man. All I did was disagree with you, and this is how you react. You're worse than the men you talk about. And then he comes back with, look at it down there. Choke on a dick. I'm sure you're used to it. So you see, listen, you little bitch, stay off my page. Sluts like you will always be left at the bottom of the barrel. You're probably some ugly butthurt 3-month-old dirty weave wearing. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. 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 So let me grab this call. Let me grab this call real quick. Thank you all for the Cash Apps. I'm going to read them again in just one moment. Let me just grab this call. All right, you're on the air live. Talk to us. What are your thoughts about the whole situation?
Hey, Tanya. This is Fire Sign.
Hi, Fire Sign.
My thoughts about the situation of this. I don't listen to Tasha K like that because I think she's like a venomous person.
Mm-hmm.
Because she did her thing with Lovely T. I couldn't anymore.
What did she do to Lovely T?
She dragged her, and it was so
Lovely T?
Lovely T. It was venomous.
That's Candace, right?
No, this was Tasha K.
No. Lovely T is Candace, right? Or no?
No.
So who is Candace? The cute one with the brown skin, the little, and
she's
oh, that's daytime tea time. That's daytime tea time. Sorry. Okay. So I don't really know who Lovely T is then. So Tasha K dragged Lovely T.
She dragged Lovely T so unnecessarily, and then she tried to cover it and make it seem like it was nothing. But when I pick up a little bit of venom in your spirit, I'd have to cut you loose. And I felt like what she did to her was horrible. But I digress. I looked at a portion of Tasha K's show when this woman's interview with her came up.
Okay.
Just because I wanted to see what the smoking gun was.
Okay.
And I was just impressed. And I'm not a person that looks at Derrick Jaxn. I don't subscribe to him. I've never given him money. I've never bought a book. I've heard a few of his clips. I've had people send me a few of his clips. I listen to it and I keep it moving because at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I just felt like this woman, like, you can tell from the messages you read, there was no emotional connection. The way they were talking was how I would talk to my homeboy that I kick it with if he came to visit me or I went to visit him.
Mm-hmm.
I think this girl thought she was going to turn it into something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that some women think that they are more than what they are. And that what they don't realize is that you are a woman, just like you were talking about, was it yesterday in your show, about these women who think they are so beautiful, and you think that they treat them better, but they really don't.
Mm-hmm.
And him and his wife, I don't know her, but it seems like there's a deep connection. He went back to her. They have children. They've known each other for decades. Like, how do you think you're going to just come in and change that? Like, and I think that is what her problem is. And I personally, for me, I don't know how other people look at it, but I think this woman played herself. You should have just took your loss and kept it moving.
Yeah.
Because he may have known you for that long, but he's probably saying, dang, I dodged a bullet. Because you don't know how to handle yourself, in my opinion, as a woman. You don't know how to deal with rejection. You don't know how to take a loss. Like, you don't know how to keep it moving. Like the woman said earlier, at the end of the day, and I've been in one situation in my life. Well, I learned that the hard way. If they married, they married. I don't give a doggone if they separated or not. They still married, and anything can happen. And any woman who has lived here a certain amount of years and has female friends, you've known women on both sides of the fence. And you've known women who they might portray like they're happy on Facebook in their marriage, but they're silently suffering, but they ain't going nowhere.
Right.
You know, and me, this woman, she just downgraded her value as a woman, because at the end of the day, you played yourself. Like you said, Tasha meant to do that to him to tear him down, because she's been on a war path with anybody who doesn't agree with her. It's like she gets it in her thing where I'm going to get them, you know? And so for her, it was a venom thing. Oh, I'm going to get you. I'm not going to take my foot off you, you know? But to me, she just helped him promote his book to sell more books, because women, you know, we're very detail oriented. We're looking at everything. And that woman just didn't show me nothing other than you can't be trusted. You were pressed. You wanted to spend time with him. You offered to buy the food. This man is what, a millionaire now? Why are you buying anything? If he was really that pressed about seeing you or impressing you, he would have taken care of everything, and he would have sent you an invite like, I got this and that laid out. No, you're telling him what you got laid out.
Well, from what it is, that word on the street is he paid $1,400 to fly her and all her friends.
But that's nothing. $1,400. Think about that. $1,400.
I mean, some girls ain't even getting a chicken wing.
That part.
Listen, so hold on. I'm gonna say this, right? We really don't know what went on. All we see is what it is. I don't know how much he spent. We see that he said some of the food that was catered didn't come. He was apparently going through whatever he was going through emotionally behind the scenes. I don't know. Whether or not she picked up something from some sandwiches from the shell, if they were already on the boat. I really don't. I don't know if he paid her back for it. I don't know. What?
Tanya,
What, Mama?
Tanya,
yes, babe.
On.
What?
I've been going through looking at your chronicles while you were in Nigeria.
Oh, hey, I'm glad. What?
Okay, because I saw you out with the men that you were with, and you weren't pressed, okay? And you weren't sending messages, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, okay? They catered to you. You didn't cater to them. She was catering to him.
Listen, I don't know. We don't have enough information. And don't think that Tanya does not, when I feel like it, open my wallet. I open my wallet when I feel like it. If somebody paid for me and all my friends to go on a yacht trip and they flew us all out and he was gentlemanly and all this other stuff, and he says, look, you're at the gas station, can you bring through some sandwiches? The caterer did not deliver everything. Am I going to be like, nah, nigga, I does not, oh, you should have had all. I'm not just, come on.
I'm sorry, but those messages that you just read, she sound like she trying to make it happen. It does not sound like someone who
it did sound like a struggle get together, but some get-togethers have some struggles associated with it. It was built on a rocky foundation to begin with because he was on this break from his wife. You know what I mean?
I don't care nothing about this man. I don't listen to him like that. So it makes me no different. But I'm just saying, like, this young lady is making it out to seem like it's something that it just obviously wasn't. And maybe it was something to her. But for a grown woman of sound mind and body who has been through experiences, like, sis, come on. You should have let that go and kept it moving. You should have let that go.
Yeah, you know what? Listen, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna say this because I feel like people act like we're not living in real life. Like life doesn't have ups, downs, ins, outs, and nuances, right?
Yeah.
Have I ever hung out with a man who is married? Yeah, I've hung out with men who are married. Platonically, yeah. Well, you all know that I had a mishap the year before last, and I talked about that in my video. But I'm saying, what is there an issue with hanging out with a man? Like if a man who happens to be married was like, look, me and my boys, I'm on this yacht.
You know what?
Uh-huh.
They're not. But what you just said was key.
What? Talk to me.
What is the agenda? And to me, she had an agenda, and the agenda didn't go and work out like she planned on.
What do you think?
So,
who do you think had the agenda? You say he had an agenda?
She had an agenda, not him, her.
Okay.
Her. Because if someone blocks you, that's self-explanatory. Like in my philosophy in any relationship is
hold on. Brittany Powell is saying married men don't hang out with single women. Married men do have friends. Married men do have friends that are married, friends that are single. And the thing is that, like,
let me give her a clue. Because married men, even the best married men who are faithful, they always have someone in the back of their mind that if something happened to their wife or it don't work out, they got somebody in the back of their mind they will go to. And that is a fact. Any man who's going to be honest with you, he going to tell you the truth. That's a fact. There's always somebody.
And somebody else is saying men don't have friends that are women. You know, some men do have friends that are women. Some men do have friends that are women. Some men have colleagues that are women. It's like, it depends on whether or not certain lines are being crossed, or if there's a thought in the person's mind that this line may be crossed in the future or whatnot. Not everybody. I don't know. I don't know, because we've talked about this before. I am friends with some of my exes. I am friends with people that I've dated, and I don't see the issue with that. But some of you do. Go ahead.
Who I call him my brother from another mother and father. But I know his wife, and if I call the house to talk to him, I can talk to her just as well as I can talk to him. He went frolicking, and he told me about it, and we had some words, and we don't talk like we used to. So his wife called me to check on me, and I was like, I haven't talked to him. We cool, but this is the reason, we kind of fell out, and it had to do with him having one foot in and one foot out.
No, I feel you. And so, you know what? I'll say this because I'm going to speak from personal experience, right? I'm going to speak from personal experience. I have not many, very few, but I made a friend, right? I made a friend in 2008. I made a friend who was married when I met him. His relationship was good. We were at a lounge. This was when I was living in Harlem, and he wanted to go to the next party, and I was like, okay, cool. He was married. I knew he was married. I got his license, his license plate and all of that, texted to my sister, and he was impressed by that, this, that, and the other. He told his wife about me, called his wife while I was there, and we went to the next party. We've been friends, associates ever since. That was 2008, and he was married. His wife went through a health issue in 2016. He talked with me about that, and me and his wife during the pandemic, we were talking and planning on meeting up and all of this other stuff, right? And it's like, it depends on the person. It depends on the intention. It depends on the people. And it depends on the type of marriage that you have too. And it depends on your husband. What type of man is your husband? Is your man the type of man that his sack starts fibrillating whenever he gets in the vicinity of another woman? And this friend that I've made, listen, I can call him up. I can see if he would do a show with me. Right? I can call him up and see if he would do a show with me, but he has never, not once ever said, Tanya, you looking kind of ripe. Never once. He brought his daughter to the TKO Skin Loft. When I had the TKO Skin Loft, I sent products to his wife and his children, and everything was all good. He's never once ever, there has never been nothing. And you know what? Listen, they say your vibe attracts your tribe. A man who has that type of intention may attract a woman who has conflict with that or invites that type of attention. Up until that mishap that I had in 2019 that I told you all about, I have never had any type of mishap with a married man ever. It was never my intention, never my desire, never anything that I wanted. The mishap that happened to me was the perfect storm for a mishap. A person that I knew from my very, 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 very young days, who I knew before he got married, somebody who wanted to marry me, and that wasn't the direction I wanted to go in when I was young. And I had a mishap. But that's the only mishap I've had. I'm happy that I had that mishap because it let me know that the reason why I've never had that mishap before and why I have no intention of ever having a mishap ever again is because that's not what I'm interested in. I don't want that karma on me. I don't want any of that. But it is very possible to be platonic and have just pure relationships with men.
That's right. Mature relationships. Like you said, mature relationships, and everybody is not attracted to everyone. So I just think this woman thought that she was going to have a different ending. I think she had motives and he didn't. He was just out there. I do believe that. I don't know whether he slept with I don't care. At the end of the day, he's married. He's staying with his wife. He ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. So it's just like, I just feel like this woman played herself to bring this out on the forefront, because the receipts that I'm seeing and the story that I'm hearing, it's just hearsay. It's her perspective. And his perspective obviously is completely different. And at the end of the day, Tasha just helped him sell some more books.
Yeah, that's true.
For me, I don't care. I just feel like that woman, like, sis, you should have just kept your mouth shut. Just keep it moving. He don't want to be with you. It's not what you thought it was going to be. And
yeah.
Take it off and keep it moving.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that.
You're not doing anything but hurting yourself and making yourself look bad, trying to blow this man up.
Yeah.
He's already established himself. Like, it is what it is. You either with him or you're not with him, period.
Yeah. Yeah. So all right. Well, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you.
All right. Have a great day.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. All right. So I'm going to close up the phone lines. I appreciate everybody who called in. I don't know if there's somebody who has a different point of view that has to just get their thought out there. If you have a different point of view, which we have not heard yet, and you want us to take your call, by all means, send me a Cash App letting me know the last 4 digits of your phone number, and I will call you back. All right, just do the Cash App. It's $$ Tanya TKO, and I'm looking at the Cash App now. I'll just wait for one to come through, and it we'll finish talking about this, right? I am not mad at the young lady. I am not mad at Derrick Jaxn. We are all living life. We all make mistakes. We all stumble. We all crumble. We all fall. How we deal with those stumble, crumbles, and falls is really a testament to who it is that we are. I believe that there is change that anybody is able to change. Okay, so Jennifer, you say that you have a point of view that is different than any point of view that we've heard. Let me go to the lines and take a look. I'm looking. Let me call you back.
Hello?
Yes. Hi, Jennifer. So you say you have a point of view that's different than any we've heard. So talk to me. What is the point of view?
Okay, so in short, I want to say, and it could be along the same lines, but I'm just saying it differently. Ultimately, we're all self-serving people.
Okay.
You know, like, yes, we impart into people's lives. We share experiences and whatnot, but it's not about right or wrong. People have an opportunity in life to mess up. We all have to learn something. I learned years ago not to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Long story short, I used to be heavy into church and shit went left. And for a minute, I didn't want to deal with anybody in that sector. But I've learned how to separate the wheat from the chaff. I take what I need and I keep it moving. So he has information that's valuable. It can still be used. And at the end of the day, the girl who was with him, I'm not about bashing people. She had a need, and whatever that need was, that's what they seek out to have met. He had a need, whatever it was, he sought it out to have it met. It doesn't make one person better than the other. We are all self-serving. We all do things to get what we want as individuals. Some people have enough tenacity or discipline to say, okay, I'm going to make a conscious decision not to venture into this area or that area.
Mm-hmm.
And then men and women can be friends. You know, but it all depends on the energy. If you have a lot of sexual tension and energy going on with that person, of course, y'all ain't gonna be friends hanging out every night. So it's levels to things, and we like to make things black and white, and there's no right, wrong, whatever. These are adults who had needs, and they wanted those needs met. We
don't really know what exactly happened, but thank you so much for your point of view.
Right. It could have been as simple as going on the boat with some wings. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But ultimately, it was a need. Exactly. Thank you, Tanya. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right. And then we have the next person who wants to give their point of view. Your name is L. I'm about to call you now. If you have a point of view that's different than what we've heard, send the Cash App with the last 4 digits of your phone number, and I will call you back. But you have had to have called in order for me to see the last 4. I'm looking for L. I don't see you on the call list, dear. I'm looking for the digits, but L, honey, you have to have called. I don't see you on the call list for me to call you back. I don't have magic to know the other 7 digits. All right, so L, I need you to at least try calling in now so that I can call you back. So the young lady who was questioning me about the whole wedding marriage thing and husband, she said that she's never had a man who was married who did not try to get with her. And you know what? It's rare according to what people are saying out there, but it does happen. I'm not going to penalize every single person on earth, because some people don't respect their vows, You just have to see the vibe that you're getting from it. So, dear, I still don't see you. I don't see the last 4 of your number. There's a lot of people still trying to call in, but I'm not taking any phone calls right now. I'm only calling back people who have a different point of view. Here we go.
Hello?
Yes, hi, L.
Hi, Tanya.
Hi. So you said that you have a different point of view. What is the point of view that you'd like to get across?
So my point of view is, I'm not mad at Derrick. I'm not even mad at the other lady. I'm really like upset with Black women on this.
Okay, let's hear.
Because, and I know I'm going to preface this by saying, I know my subscriber count doesn't mean anything when it comes to how far your reach can go, but I look at your subscriber count compared to Derrick Jaxn, compared to Kitten Hill Samuels, and it's very odd to me and also telling how there's like a lack of women gravitating towards your message of self-love and self-respect, and more women gravitating towards men who clearly don't have their best interests at heart, men who tell them that because they choose to have standards that they're going to die alone because they don't look a certain way, men who don't have to.
They're saying they're having a hard time hearing you, dear. If you're on speakerphone, take it off speakerphone. If you're on Bluetooth, take it off Bluetooth and speak directly into the phone. Okay.
Can they hear me better?
This is much better, actually. So go ahead.
Okay. So if they didn't hear what I said, I pretty much was saying, I pretty much said how it's very telling how there are a bunch of Black women who would rather reach out to these men who don't have their best interests at heart. You have one man who went famous for telling a woman that she deserved to die alone because she had standards. You have another man who now, and when I say I was floored when you told us this yesterday, he just turned 31. I was floored by that. Like, there are women older than him who are seeking out his advice, and neither of these men have been asked to provide any sort of credentials that tell us that they have the capacity to speak on how to maintain healthy, fulfilling, and functioning relationships with women. Like this, like one man, he's been divorced twice. Women still seek out his advice. You have one man here who he just got married. You say he's been speaking for years. He just got married, and no one has ever asked them to provide receipts. Yet, you question anything as a woman, and the first thing they want to say and ask, are you married? Like, they invalidate your opinions on relationships, on self-love, all because you don't have a ring on your finger. Yet they have no problem believing anything these men tell them. And then are shocked when it comes out that these men don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, it's so crazy, and it makes me very sad that these are the types of opinions that women are seeking out versus opinions like yours, opinions that teach us how to love ourselves first before we seek out relationships with anybody else.
But you know what? Let's just talk about this real quick. Let's talk about this. Why would a woman gravitate to a relationship message coming from a man? Especially a Black woman, when we have 70% of these homes that don't have a Black man in it. Many Black women are looking for something, and they're looking for something that they feel that they're missing out on. For those of you who saw The Bachelor, oh my Lord, this man spent so many episodes crying about his father because his father wasn't there. Grown man crying, his father wasn't there, et cetera, et cetera. There's so many people who don't realize the blessing that exists because that person that their mother chose not to be there was not there, influencing them and poisoning them with their behavior. So many people think about the loss. And so many women want a man like Jaxn. They want the tall, big-bodied man. I've been getting my certification in matchmaking, just learning a lot and working, apprenticing other matchmakers. And you'd be surprised how many women out there will throw back a perfectly good man who they're feeling and vibing with just because he's not tall enough. And we're talking about women who are 5'1", wanting a man who is 6'1", and 5'1" woman throwing back a man who's 5'8". We're talking about 7 inches taller than her, but she is wanting this thing, this ideal that society has said, this is what you should be going towards. So we have women out there who are looking for a particular thing. Some people are looking for, the grandfatherly abuse of kitty heels. Some women are looking for that young, thriving, big body brolic advice of a chocolatey dude like Jaxn. Some women are looking for the funny uncle advice of Steve Harvey. Some women are, so I can understand why women go towards, because women are constantly seeking to make their relationships better. They're constantly seeking and looking. Some of them are in lust for some of these men. Some of these people feel that a man's point of view has more weight. Men don't typically take relationship advice from women because they're like, you're going to tell us what women want to hear. But women don't really understand that men are going to only speak from their body of knowledge, and men don't have the intuition, the cooperativeness that women have. So this is an issue. This is an issue.
Yeah. And one more thing, I know you guys were talking about, because he mentioned that they wanted to get divorced like a year after getting married. I feel like he mentioned how their relationship was started off on shaky ground. I think he alluded to the fact that they were just messing around and she got pregnant. And I really feel like he married her because it wouldn't look good for his image as a relationship expert, quote unquote, to have a baby out of wedlock, because all that does is just feed into the narrative that Black men make single mothers and they don't know how to marry. So I don't think there was any love there, in my opinion. I just think it was a situationship. She got pregnant and he married her.
He stated in his video that wasn't the case. So what evidence do we have that, because he said in the video that we watched that he was tired of being out here in these streets. He said he was tired of being out here in these streets. Plus, this is a man who got married in his 20s. What does a man in his 20s know about what he wants anyway?
Well, that's true. And clearly he still likes to be in the streets because he's out here messing with other women. So I don't...
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mama.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. So I'm actually kind of tired of talking about it, personally. I'm going to check the Cash App one last time. Okay. Cool. Let me just wait for it to refresh. All right. That's it. Phone lines are closed. I am tapped in speaking about this. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know why I feel the way that I feel. I just am not, I don't know. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I don't know. Well, I don't really know what else to say. I just keep saying, I don't know. I'm not mad at Jaxn. I'm not mad at the young lady. I feel like we don't have the details because we're on the outside. We can only speculate. We can only talk about it from our own point of view. We can only talk about how we would do things. It's like we talk about other people making content from their own place where they are. But sometimes we don't realize that our own comments, the way that we see things, comes from where we are. Each one of your comments, I'm seeing you are speaking your point of view. You are speaking your experiences, your past, your background, your genetic makeup. You're speaking those things. And I don't know. Look, it is what it is. Look, I don't know. I'm tired of talking about it, honestly. I'm not going to go to 2 hours on this. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. Part of loving yourself is being honest with yourself. Part of loving yourself is asking questions. There's self-love lessons on 3 sides of this: the wife, the Jaxn, and the alleged want-to-be mistress. I don't know. There's self-love lessons on all sides of this. Let's talk about the wife, right? Okay. From the wife's point of view, loving yourself can be putting your foot down and deciding that you're going to leave and not put up with behaviors and decide that you are going to do what is right for you and your children and yourself and your future and the future that you have imagined. And loving yourself can also be deciding to get a professional involved, a therapist, and roll up your sleeves with a person who is willing to roll up their sleeves as well and dive into creating the necessary changes inside of you to be able to make things work, to create that shift, right? I do believe that there's life after cheating. I do believe that there's fidelity after cheating. I don't believe that once a cheater, always a cheater. I believe that there are people who do things for certain reasons. And if they are willing to really dive into the psychological and emotional healing that is involved in creating a change in a person's life, it's not easy to change. I mean, think about your own self and the habits that you want to break, that you have a hard time breaking inside of yourself. Now imagine trying to break those habits in other people. No, a person has to want to change. So from the Jaxn point of view, the self-love in all of this is telling the truth is an act of self-love. Accepting yourself, accepting the truth for what it is an act of self-love. You know, not trying to mask and hide and duck and jive. That's an act of self-love. Respecting your marriage vows is an act of self-love. Respecting other women, respecting your children is an act of self-love. Not bringing other people into your relationship is an act of self-love. From the wannabe mistress or alleged mistress point of view, who claims that she had intercourse with him, he claims that they did not. And there's no text evidence of any nefarious type of relationship. However, she has come forward now after saying that he blocked her and all of this other stuff. Self-love is not getting involved with a married man. I told you all I had a mishap in 2019. I told you all I had a mishap. And I knew, you all can go watch my video where I say you can't possibly love yourself if you're dating a married man or sleeping with a married man. You can't possibly love yourself. Because when I had my mishap, I felt the level of self-abuse that was involved in being involved in that boondoggle of a situation. And I told you all how I sat there and cried from the depths of my soul and being, and I knew that I would never be in that situation ever again. And that person never attempted to put me in that situation again, because that person cannot care about you and bring you into an entanglement. They don't care about you. You have to care about yourself, and you don't care about yourself staying in an entanglement. You don't care about yourself. Well, there's some things about yourself you care about, but that is self-abuse. It is self-abuse to be in love with a man whose resources, time, and commitment are with another woman. It is self-abuse to have yourself entangled with a man who has vowed himself to another woman. That is self-abuse. It is. And I can speak about this so clearly because I have had a self-abuse moment like that. I didn't like the way it felt. I didn't like the way I abused myself in that situation. I didn't like it, and I'm not going back there. I would never go back there, and I would never respect a man who would try to bring me into an entanglement like that, because that's not love. That's not love. So there's self-love lessons on all different sides of this. And it is not self-loving of ourselves to condemn other people for sinning, because I'm not religious or Christian, so I don't believe in sins anyway. But it's not self-loving to condemn people who sin different than we do, or who have mishaps or make mistakes or make different choices than we do. That's not self-love. That's self-abusing right there. In abusing other people, you abuse yourself, because you are really projecting your lack of self-acceptance for mistakes that you have or may make. Do you need to rewind that again and hear me say it? The condemning of other people is a form of self-abuse, because in you condemning them for their choices, mishaps, or mistakes, you are actually condemning yourself for choices, mistakes that you have made, maybe making, or getting ready to make. This is why we talk about the most ferocious anti-gay people are the people who are secretly gay. The most ferocious anti-fat people are the people who struggle themselves with maintaining their weight. The most ferocious anti-spending people are the people who they themselves have money hangups and issues. So we condemn in others what we will not, and the graces that we do not allow for ourselves. The harder you are on other people, like when people come out and they're angry at Tanya and they're saying all of this stuff about me, I know that these people are really projecting their own lack of self-worth and self-love inside of themselves. Because the same thing that people say to me is the same thing, like people who come out and they're angry about me for holding on to weight. Like, my weight goes up and down. The people who are angry at me for holding on to weight are really people who are angry at themselves. And they feel that lashing out at you covers up what it is they're trying to hide in themselves. It masks it for themselves. They keep themselves in line because they're really self-abusing through the abuse of you. I hope that made sense. Oh, all right. You all hear me. You hear me. You all hear me. Okay, I'm glad that you all hear me. I'm glad that you all hear me. And then somebody doesn't hear me. It is absolutely 100% irrefutably true. Do the shadow work. It is absolutely true. Absolutely true. And there's a lot of people out there who have not forgiven ourselves. We're angry at ourselves. We're feeling all types of shame and stuff inside of us. And in it, you ever heard somebody go off and off explaining, and you wonder, are you speaking, or you trying to convince me, or you trying to convince yourself? A lot of us are feeling a lot of things on the inside, and as we speak, we're trying to convince ourselves. As we speak, we're trying to, let me tell you, I have never been as anti-overweightness, anti-whatever, as I was when the moment after I lost a bunch of weight. I was like, you know what? I'm going to lambast anybody who's struggling with weight. I'm going to say, shame on you. If I could do it, you could, because I thought that if I was, the angrier I were at other people, the more in line I could keep myself, the more in shape I could keep myself. If I lashed this out at others, it would make it push so far away from me so that no eyes would be on me. The eyes would be. So I understand. I understand. I understand. I understand. I understand. So it's like people who, and you'll see, like people who are, you come to a mate who's always like, you're cheating, aren't you? You're cheating. Oh, you cheat. Those are the people who are they themselves cheating. They're deflecting, getting the attention off of themselves. Well, look at all these gay people, these gay. Those are the people who are secretly struggling with homosexuality and they want all eyes off of them. You know how they say, he who smelt it, dealt it? They just want the eyes off of them and onto somebody else, onto you, onto another person. Because as long as people are looking at that person, condemning, laughing, and throwing stones at that person, they won't be able to throw them at you. And I implore all of us to look within ourselves and see what healing needs to happen. In this situation, what is this bringing up internally for you that you need to heal in yourself? Because this is not a bash Eggplant Jackson fest. Derrick Eggplant Jaxn, this is not a bash him fest. This is how can I use this situation as a teachable moment for my own life? Where do I need to forgive myself? What choices have I made that were not the best choices that I need to let go of and forgive myself for? Oh, gosh. Oh. Tremaine says, finally alive. I'm a married woman that listens to you and I found myself and it's strengthening my marriage. Heard you speak about this yesterday on a playback. Really appreciate how me look at myself. That's probably how you make me look at myself. Yes. For those of you who don't know, I have an MP3 on my website, a Forgive MP3. I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist, and I am more than qualified to take you through the journey of rewriting your subconscious mind. I have the book of affirmations right here. The book of affirmations, Self-Love, is available on my website. The link to my website is below. You'll also find a link to Amazon in the description, but I don't think Amazon has gotten their listing fixed yet. They're having some issues over there and I need to contact them again. But get the book of affirmation, Self-Love, Rewrite Your Subconscious Programming. If you haven't gotten the book yet, it is a powerful, powerful tool. I don't just create things for fluff. We do work over here on this channel and you've got to roll up your sleeves. It's like the young lady called in and said, why do people prefer to call into other places when other places are just bashing or giving you some fluffy, nonsensical points of view? It's because the work is difficult and it's a lot easier to blame other people or look outward and laugh at other people and put other people down or feel pain or beat yourself up. However, it's a lot more difficult to love yourself, forgive yourself, and say, you know what? I may have been something yesterday, but I'm not that today. And I give myself the grace of forgiving myself if I am that tomorrow. And I will continue to do the work so that if I was something yesterday, I don't have to be that today, but I give myself the grace of forgiveness if I happen to be that tomorrow. And I make the pledge to myself that I dedicate to myself to continue to create the change in my life, that if I am that tomorrow, that I can wake up the day after that and make the choice not to be that again. And then if I am that, I give myself the forgiveness, because so many of us out there are looking for this agape love in other people. This level of unconditional love in other people when we won't give that to ourselves. So on my channel, yes, there's work to do. There's self-love. Self-love is a journey. It's like peeling back the layers. And when you get down to these layers, you realize that there's some more. It's like those Russian dolls and you keep opening it and you realize that there's more work to be done. No matter where it is that you are, if you incarnated into human form, there is work you need to do. Oh my goodness. You all are saying maybe I can get Derrick on my show. Yes, tell Derrick to come on to my show. Go write to him and say, write Tanya and come on to her show. Let's keep it simple as that. All right. Oh, and Mojo says those who yearn for a bashing, throwing stones event go over. I'm not going to finish reading this. Ms. Law says, I am my change. I am my forgiveness. Absolutely. 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 Jasmine says, you're not lying, Tanya. I get mad at your light skin shit, but I still watch you. LOL. I don't even know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I think that deep within all of us, even at the things that we get angry with, we know that there's some truth to it. And the anger that we feel are the unhealed parts of ourselves that we don't want to acknowledge. We don't want to acknowledge our privilege. And people act like I am the darkest skinned person on earth talking. And I, even in all of my golden caramel glory, can see my own privilege. I'm fatigued. Semai says Derrick needs to love himself enough to accept himself where he is in life. He's young and wants to be single. You need to love yourself enough to realize that this isn't about Derrick. It's about you. And everything that you say about him, turn it back inwards towards yourself. You need to love yourself enough to love where you are in this life. Perhaps you know what it feels like to want to be single while you're young. So love yourself, okay? Love yourself. Love yourself. Okay? Love yourself enough. Let all of that stuff go, starting with you. Let me see. And I'm getting off of here. I wasn't planning on being on for 2 hours. Oh, Shonitra sent, you're so sweet. Let me send you some love. Shonitra sent $20. Said she enjoyed the show. Thank you. I appreciate you all coming out. Tanya TKO and I'm out. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. Peace. Come over to TanyaTKO.com. Follow me on other social media. Some of you don't know that I have a YouTube, a Twitter, a Facebook, and an Instagram. All you have to do is search for Tanya TKO, and you will see Tanya TKO Show, Tanya TKO TV on Facebook. You will see Tanya TKO and Tanya TKO TV on Instagram. You will see Tanya TKO on Twitter, and you will see Tanya TKO and Tanya TKO TV on YouTube. Peace.